New reporting on the big story in our backyard tonight. Some of our neighbors are really hurting, and if you're a dog lover like myself, I know you probably are too. DC fire investigators confirmed several dogs are dead. They say flash floodwaters rushed into a DC pet daycare and the glass in the front wall gave way. Our cameras were there as about 20 of those dogs were rescued. This all happened during tonight's strong storms in DC. The center of this story is District Dogs. It offers dog daycare, boarding, and more. And the business is located on Rhode Island Avenue in Northeast. We've talked about flooding concerns there before. So this video that you're looking at is from that same space almost exactly 1 year ago today. In a moment, we're going to answer some questions about what's been done since then to address those concerns. But first, we'll begin with Casey Nolan. He is live outside of District Dogs tonight to walk us through what just happened a few hours ago. And Casey, what a tragedy.
Incredible tragedy, Leslie. Just about 90 minutes ago, I spoke to the owner of District Dogs here. He had a notepad with phone numbers. He was working his way through owners, families. He had to call to let them know their dogs would not be coming home. These are the reunions so many were hoping for, but not enough got to have.
I was running over here and just kept thinking, I was just really praying that she was okay.
I couldn't get through on the phone, so I just kept calling and calling. So I just rushed over here.
Once the rain started Monday evening, it took just minutes to cover Rhode Island Avenue Northeast in nearly 6 feet of water. First, firefighters at a nearby engine house saw people stranded under the Metro Bridge and went in to pull them from stranded cars and rushing water.
It's a very dangerous situation. Disabled in the water, and the water's rising rapidly.
Water that was too much for a wall inside District Dogs, a dog boarding and daycare business right in the middle of the flood with dogs stuck inside. Firefighters forced their way in and were able to rescue 20 dogs, but they say several could not be saved.
Instead of giving a number, I'd like to just wait so the District Dogs is contacting the families involved in those dogs. But the emotion it's hard to watch.
Loss that was hard to see even for the toughest in uniform. Employees and volunteers helped get the surviving dogs out and back to their owners, still wet, perhaps confused and scared.
I was crying. I broke down crying. I just got her. I've only had her for a couple months. She's a 9-month-old puppy. I'm just grateful that she's okay. I know that there are quite a few dogs that didn't make it.
Lost while away from their homes with no chance for families to say goodbye.
I just can't imagine what they're going through.
So many people still have so many questions as to how this could have happened, including an ANC commissioner whose family was one of those who lost a dog in this flood, and the owner says he has questions too. When I spoke with him, he said he didn't want to talk on camera. He was still going through that list of numbers that he had to call. He said he's going to be working with DC Water as they try to investigate how this happened. He also said that they did everything they could, Leslie. And I should mention, Leslie, I'm sorry, the question, of course, that a lot of people still have, the very sobering question, the number of dogs that didn't survive. The owner told me he just wasn't ready to talk about that right now.
Yeah, so many questions, Casey, but for right now, just so much heartbreak over what happened there today. Thank you. We're going to talk a bit more about how this happened. This part of Northeast and this business flooded at least 3 times last year in a month. And so we wanted to shine a light tonight on what the city is doing about it. Adam Longo is in the newsroom to add some context to that part of the conversation. Ads?
Yeah, so Leslie, this stretch of Rhode Island Avenue that we're talking about, it has been plagued by flooding for years. In fact, DC Water told us just within the last half hour that these problems of flooding date back to the 1800s. Now, you mentioned this. 1 year ago this week, our cameras were inside that exact District Dogs location. We interviewed the owner, Jacob Hensley, who told us how part of the business had flooded twice in a week's time after severe weather events.
District officials, have they told you anything about what they're doing to fix this area?
No, I haven't been told anything more than what I already know, which is that there's a tunnel that will come online next year.
Okay, so what I'm showing you here is the work that has been underway the last 5 years to try and mitigate the flooding problem. This is from DC Water's website. It's a map showing the Northeast Boundary Tunnel Project, a 5-mile-long underground stormwater management tunnel that runs from R Street in Shaw in Northwest to the Anacostia just south of RFK. Now, DC Water spokesperson John Lyle tells me that the tunnel is almost ready, but it's not expected to be operational until the end of September. It's 100 feet below the surface. It's larger in diameter and deeper than Metro's tunnels, and it's going to be able to divert an additional 90 million gallons of stormwater and sewage. Now, Lyle says the new stormwater tunnel won't completely eliminate the flooding risk here, but future flooding likely wouldn't be this bad. Of course, that comes as little consolation to district dogs and, more importantly, the pet owners who lost their furry friends tonight. Casey said he heard from the district dog's owner about why. Why could he be allowed to lease this space if it wasn't safe? And a local elected official on scene tonight asking us how this structure got a building permit in the first place in an area that's well known for flooding. Well, that question and countless others we will be asking in the days and weeks to come. Les.
Yeah, we're shaking our heads. I can't even imagine, if you work there, being able to go back after the tragedy of today. So hard. Ads, thank you.